This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter, and welcome you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, December 11th, is someone on a team that I really despise. But after all, he was pretty good. Anyway, he spent 18 years in the NHL, playing all but one season with the hated Ottawa Senators. But anyway, yeah, he was captain of Ottawa from 99 to 2013. He was known as the top line guy. He looked pretty good. All that. He still holds Ottawa's records for goals, assists, and points in a career. He helped Sweden out internationally and is now in the Hockey Hall of Fame, only being inducted a month ago. He is Danny Alfredsson, who is now 50 years old. He's at the half-century mark. Danny Alfredsson was born in Sweden. He was actually picked in the 6th round of the 1994 draft. Can you believe it? The 6th round? Yes, the Ottawa Senators picked them in the 6th round. Ottawa picked Radek Bog, 3rd overall, from the Las Vegas Thunder of the IHL. It's like, Radek Bog. Okay, he was fine for a while, but he fucked up. He fucked everything up. Ottawa's 2nd round pick was Stan Necker, a defenseman who was good for 1 or 2 seasons, but he was just pure shit otherwise. Ottawa would then also take in that draft, in the 4th round, they took Brian Masada, a goalie from New Haven Academy. Really? That guy? In the 5th, they had no 5th round pick. And then with the 3rd pick in the 6th round, they took Danny Alfredsson, 133rd overall. No, not to say anything, but he wasn't the only 6th round pick in 1994 to kind of make an impact. The Ducks took Bates Battaglia, but Battaglia would become better known as a Carolina legend. Tampa took Bryce Salvador in the 6th round of the 94 NHL draft, and he was better with St. Louis. Alex Selivanov was drafted in the 6th round by the Flyers, but he was better with Tampa. Andre Waugh was taken by Boston, but Andre Waugh was more for being a goon. So yeah, that's what happens in the world. Tim Thomas was taken in the 9th round by the Quebec Nordiques, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Back to the Alfredsson story. He was overlooked by many NHL scouts, but John Ferguson Sr., who was in the Ottawa's front office, saw potential and wanted his selection, and it worked. The funny thing was that despite his 6th round pick, being 6th round pick, he won the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year in '96. So Ottawa was a young team, and he looked good. He got to the All-Star game in '96. He improved on his rookie talents, played in the All-Star game, and helped Ottawa on the final weekend of the year get to the playoffs. They faced Buffalo, and almost beat Buffalo. They lost in Game 7 in overtime. Unfortunately, there was a contract dispute between Alfredsson and the Sens. Ottawa had their troubles with contract disputes. Yashin sat out a year, but Alfredsson had a dispute. He was mad that his 5-year contract was worth way less than Yashin. He demanded a trade, but he settled down and took a deal in October 1997 for 4 years, $14 million. But the fans gave him a standing ovation, and again he was named to the All-Star game. But he did get a late ankle injury. Despite the fact that happened, Alfredsson helped Ottawa shock the number 1 seed New Jersey Devils in the '98 playoffs, and they got swept by Washington. But still, that's pretty good. Alfredsson would be injured and limited to only 11 goals in the '99 season. The Sabres would sweep the Sens in the playoffs that year. Then, after Yashin got stripped of his captaincy because he didn't like his contract, Alfredsson was named captain. And he did a lot better, but the Sens would lose to the Leafs in the quarterfinals. Alfredsson did score 3 goals, though, in 6 games. Not bad. Alfredsson would still be named captain even though Yashin came back. And then, of course, they traded Yashin to the Islanders, and that trade that actually worked out for the Sens because they got Jason Spezza in that deal. Anyhow, Alfredsson looked pretty good. He scored 37 goals in the 2002 season, but they just couldn't get past the Toronto Maple Leafs, despite the fact that Alfredsson did well, 13 points in 12 games. But the Sens lost to the Leafs in the second round. Let's not forget that. The Senators shocked the Flyers by holding the Flyers to 2 goals in that 5-game series. Alfredsson would still help the Sens out and help them win the President's Trophy for a top regular season team, but that's almost always the kiss of death. The Sens lost Game 7 of the conference finals on home ice to the New Jersey Devils. Alfredsson did his duty for Ottawa, but they kept fouling up in the playoffs, especially to the Leafs. Alfredsson went to Fasta Frölunda in the Swedish League, playing for them during the 2005 lockout, and helped them win the Swedish championship. But he was back in the starting lineup for Ottawa in 2005 when the league resumed Ottawa against Toronto. Alfredsson would be put on the top line with Spezza and Danny Heatley and scored a key goal to tie the game. And so Ottawa would keep Spezza, Heatley, and Alfredsson together on the line. Alfredsson would be key to scoring a goal in the first ever shootout in NHL history. That was when the Sens and Leafs played on opening night, 3-2. Alfredsson became the hero. Alfredsson would put up some great numbers in 2006. 43 goals, 60 assists. That is amazing. And all that. Unfortunately, he had a terrible 2006 playoffs, and people thought that he was going to be traded. Alfredsson considered retirement, but then he got a new skates, and his performance improved. So yeah, Alfredsson did his job, and he helped Ottawa get to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2007, but the Ducks were just too much, taking them out in 5 games. However, even though the Sens lost the Stanley Cup Finals, he did become the first European-born and raised captain to lead his team to the finals. Alfredsson would be accused of purposely hitting Scott Niedermayer in the leg in the second period in Game 4. But Alfredsson said that he glanced up at the clock to see if a better shot and tried to shoot, but it hit Niedermayer. Regardless, Alfredsson would try his best, but then he played in the playoffs with a ruptured MCL. So he would go through arthroscopic surgery on his right knee to remove the bone chip, but came back a week later, which was good. He signed a new 4-year deal worth $21 million, and it was a no-movement clause, so he would stay in Ottawa. So Alfredsson would still play for the Sens and all that. And the rumors were circulating that Ottawa was going to trade Alfredsson by the 2012 trade deadline. But because Ottawa was picking up speed, they refused to. Alfredsson was one of the All-Star captains in the 2012 All-Star game in Ottawa. Alfredsson did score twice, but they lost to Team Chara. The Sens lost Game 7 of the first round of that 2012 series to the Rangers, and everyone thought Alfredsson would be done for. But after a summer off, he said, "I'm coming back," and helped Ottawa get to the second round of the playoffs. Alfredsson almost went to Boston after that season. But on July 5th, 2013, shockingly, he would trade his Senators gear for Red Wings gear as he became a free agent and signed with Detroit. Everyone was shocked. It's like he was so grounded in Ottawa that, it was shocking. Alfredsson said that his move was desired by winning a Stanley Cup. But the fans actually gave Alfredsson a standing ovation when he came back to Ottawa playing for the Red Wings. It was just unbelievable. But yeah, Daniel Alfredsson was a hero. you put up 18 goals and 49 points for the Red Wings in the 2014 season, but they sucked. Alfredsson would retire in December 2014 with a one-day contract to officially retire as a member of the Senators. He actually took part in the ceremonial face-off, but didn't play in that game. Anyway, Alfredsson was a legend. 1,108 points in 1,178 games as a Sen, while his 426 goals and 682 assists are also Senators records. Anyway, Alfredsson became the first modern Ottawa Senator to get his number retired, which was number 11. Because people forgot that the Ottawa Senators were actually a team in the NHL from 1917 to 1934. And then they basically folded. But years later, they got their franchise back. Happy? Yeah. Alfredsson would also be a major player for Sweden, participating in many major tournaments for Sweden. The only time he won a title was in 2006 at the Winter Olympics, which was pretty good. He played on the second line with Mats Sundin and Henrik Sedberg. He knew what to do. He's won a couple of silver medals, but that was his only major title. Alfredsson, for 4 years, was the senior advisor of hockey operations for the Senators. Alfredsson married his longtime girlfriend and had 4 sons: Hugo, Louis, Phoenix, and William Eric. Alfredsson's younger brother actually played for the 1999 Ottawa 67s of the OHL when they won the Memorial Cup in 1999. And Henrik now works for the Ottawa Police Service. Alfredsson was presented with the key to the city in Ottawa in 2015 and became a Canadian citizen at the 2016 World Cup of Hockey. But still, he's a Swedish icon. So his Ottawa totals and that one season in Detroit. He put up 1,246 games played, 444 goals, 1,157 points in the regular season. The playoffs, 51 goals, 49 assists, 100 points in the postseason, 124 games. And many accolades with Sweden. So he holds many Senators records. Well, that. He won no awards. He was second in Lady Byng Trophy for Gentlemanly Player in 2004 and 4th in 2006. He took 3rd in Selke voting in 2006 for Best Defensive Forward and was top 3 in the Bill Masterton Trophy for 2012. But yeah, he's still an icon. He scored the first shootout goal in NHL history when he did that against the Leafs. And subsequently led Sweden to the 2006 gold medal. So yeah. And he's inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. You can't beat that. You just can't, even though he's still a senator. Spit. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond to do.